A teacher means a bulk of experience. That's why it's said that teacher is your future. Your teacher is your future. That means he has experienced a lot of things. If we consider about the path we practice, if you have a teacher who has more experience, if you associate that person, you can be benefited because he knows the future. He is well ahead of you. He has begun his journey well before you. He has experienced the path. Therefore, when you face difficulties, when you face ups and downs, and he will know the answer. Actually, he knows the answer because he has felt everything, he has faced everything, he has experienced everything. If you don't have a teacher, you may have to find them out. What should I do now? But if you have a teacher, you can always go to that person. You can always go to your future person. That means when you pass that obstacle, you know how to pass the obstacle. Your teacher has passed it, therefore he knows how to pass the obstacle. Then you can learn from him. That's why it's really necessary to have a teacher, especially when you practice the path. If you want to attain Nibbana or achieve your salvation, you definitely need a teacher because the path is made by walking. Therefore, you don't know. You haven't seen the path before. When you understand the Dhamma, you can start your journey. As you know, you can't use your teacher's path. You have to create your own path. When you create your own path, you will face many difficulties, many issues, many problems. Then you need to assist someone. You need to meet someone and discuss all those problems. Then he will help you to overcome the obstacle you have faced. It's really important. Without a teacher, you don't have a future. Because it's so unclear. You all know that future isn't intact. It can be changed. The future changes every time. Therefore, we will face many difficulties. In the sense of the Dhamma, our understanding of the Dhamma. If you don't have a teacher, then you have to understand it by yourself. It's really difficult. Because how can you understand the Dhamma if you don't have a tamed mind? Let's assume that you are in a certain level and you have some understanding of the Dhamma. But your teacher has proper understanding of the Dhamma, but his level is so high or higher than you. In that case, if you want to take the wisdom of your teacher, it's impossible, unless if you talk to him. He can understand things according to his mindset, the environment of the mind. Amount of defilement he has eradicated. The environment is created. A pure environment is created. Therefore, he can achieve some wisdom. But you can't get it without talking to him, without listening to him. But if you don't have a teacher, now you need to get it by yourself. Then you have to sit under a tree and start to meditate. One day, If you can purify your mind up to that level, then you will get the wisdom. Until that, you have to meditate. You have to try. Most of the time, you won't be able to get that. Without the Buddha, achieving your salvation is impossible. There are impossible things. Without the Buddha, you can't achieve your salvation. Unless you are the Buddha. You can achieve your salvation without the Buddha by becoming a Buddha. There is only one person in the world who can achieve his salvation without a teacher. He is called the Buddha. Other than that, we need a teacher. Remember that and follow it. You need a teacher. Therefore, don't try to be a teacher. Try to be a student. There's a natural tendency to become a teacher because it's really easy. That's how people think. But to become a real teacher, that's the hardest thing in the world. To become a real teacher means you should have practiced the path and you should be well experienced. If you are not well experienced, then you can't be a teacher. You are a teacher only for the namesake. Then you will destroy yourself. Therefore, don't try to become a teacher. I'm a teacher to you all, but I'm a student as well. I always believe that because I'm ready to learn. I always learn. Because I have understood that I'm not the perfect one. You? Are you the perfect one? No. If you are not the perfect one, then you should be a student all the time. But be a teacher to someone and teach them what you have understood and what you have achieved. You can teach to others. But don't forget that you are a student. You have some work to do. If you think about your nursery teacher, she's teaching to nursery kids. It has been 30 years now. Still, she's teaching the same thing. But you have got your PhD. That's the difference. Because you have been a student. She's been a teacher. When you become a teacher, it's like an anchor to your ship, the ship of your success. Then it will stop. It will stop and it will become an anchor. Therefore, don't ever become a teacher if you are not the perfect one. Heed my words. Don't become a teacher unless you are the perfect one. Be a student. Be ready to learn. Whoever you meet, try to learn from them. If you can become a student, you can develop yourself. But if you become a teacher, you can spread what you have. If you can become a teacher and a student at the same time, you can get more and share more. First of all, you have done your O-levels and you start to teach. Let's say. Then you can teach O-level things. That means GCSE things. Because your knowledge is up to GCSE. After that, you do your A-levels. When you do your A-levels, now you gather knowledge. Then you have more knowledge to give, share. That's why try to be a teacher as well as a student. Don't forget that you have to be a student all the time. That's compulsory. You have to be a student. Listen to others. listen to others, and try to learn. And when you associate a teacher, unless she is not the perfect one, you will see many mistakes. Because you know that she is not the perfect one. But you should be able to tolerate that. By seeing that, if you lose your respect, you are a fool. If you lose your respect by seeing some mistakes, that can happen. Even though your teacher is an arahant, you will see some mistakes. But he won't do any defiled mistakes. But you will do some mistakes. Perhaps he doesn't know how to cross the road. Then you will see a mistake, or error, or flaws. Everyone has flaws. You should be able to tolerate that. Don't lose respect by seeing other people's flaws. If you can, help them to amend them. Especially in our monastery. We all came here to attain Nibbana. We all came here to eradicate our mistakes, eradicate our flaws, eradicate our defilements. That is the main purpose of this journey. Therefore, everyone should help everyone. Therefore, when you see someone's flaws, you need to advise them out of compassion. What you give is what you get. Therefore, if you can advise them out of compassion, you can get them back whenever you need. Remember that. If no one is there to advise you, you never ever achieve your salvation. Therefore, respect everyone. Respect teachers or people who care about you, who advise you. Because you will know one day what an important person you met at that day. Because he changed your life completely. Because of his caring, because of his advice, you have achieved your salvation. But at the beginning, you may have felt that he was a headache. Because the teacher always asks you to do things when you don't want to do. Your teacher asks you to do things what you don't want. But if you can tolerate him, you will win. Therefore, help everyone. Be a friend to everyone, especially a noble friend to everyone. Look after them. If you don't look after the other one, who will look after you? The rarest is noble companionship. Right now, you are having it. Show your gratitude. Don't take it for granted. You are having it. You are having the precious thing in the world. Noble companionship. You are having it. Therefore, perhaps you don't know the value of it. One day you will lose it. Then you will know the value. intelligent people always understand the value of what they have before they lose it. That's why they are called intelligent. Be an intelligent person. Try to understand the value of what you have. You are having noble companionship. Someone is there to help you to attain Nibbana. Someone is there to help you to achieve your salvation. Sometimes your teachers will blame you. Sometimes they hurt you. They don't want to hurt you intentionally. They tell you something, but it hurts. But that's fine. Nidirangva pavattarang yampasse vajjadasina. If someone blames you for your own good, you need to take him as a well-wisher who is showing you a treasure. Tolerate them. I know it's hard, because when you want to do something, you want to do that. That's how the mind is. We are talking about a mind. We know how the mind works. When the mind wants to do something, it wants to do it. Because if it wants to do something, it is vexed. Wanting causes vexation. A wanting causes vexation. Therefore, if you want something, you are vexed. Then you need to do something to come out of that vexation. Sometimes you don't care about your teachers, your parents, your friends. You don't care about them. Because you are so vexed, you need to come out of that. Therefore, you will do something. By doing that, you will lose your friends, you will lose your parents, you will lose your teachers. Sometimes you will commit sins. Sometimes you show disrespect to them. When you disrespect them, then perhaps they will leave you. Then you lost your future. You lost your salvation. Remember this, if you lose your teacher, you don't lose your teacher, you lose your future. Because your teacher is your future. Therefore, don't try to lose your teacher. Always try to be with him. Get the maximum out of him. Be obedient to him. Be obedient to her. And respect them. And another thing, when you respect your teacher, or your mother, your father, your elders, actually you don't respect them. You respect what you got. It's a gratitude. If you don't show your gratitude to nature, nature will destroy you. By showing your gratitude, you can create a vacuum around you. That's why in Christianity that's why they always praise God. God means what they received so far. They show their gratitude. Therefore, they get more things. If you can respect your teachers, you respect what you have received from them. Actually, you have received from nature, not your teacher. Your teacher is nature. You are also nature. You took natural wisdom from your teacher. Your teacher got it from his teacher. Finally, it came from nature. You got everything from nature. Therefore, you need to respect nature by respecting your teacher. Whatever you receive, you need to respect that. That's why I told you, don't ever take it for granted. Anything. Always you should thank. Then if you can respect your teachers, then you will get more. Even though you can't tolerate what they ask you to do, don't lose your respect. Always think about what they have done to you. They have sacrificed their life to give you a fantastic life. If you are happy right now, it happened due to teacher sacrifice. They have sacrificed their life because they have sacrificed their time. Time is their life. Try to think about these things. By thinking that if you can respect them, you will have a better future. Therefore, think about this. And the other thing is, build your character. You have to do the same. That's another way to respect nature. Wisdom is always given by nature. You have to pay it back. How? How can we do that? To pay nature back. By spreading what you have. If you receive wisdom from nature, then you need to spread it among other people. That's why you need to learn from a teacher and spread what you have learned throughout all human beings. Human beings, because human beings can understand. Human beings can understand, but animals can't understand. Therefore, you can't spread your wisdom among them. But you can spread your wisdom among human beings. That's why we receive this wisdom from the Buddha, from our teachers. Therefore, we try to spread this Dhamma throughout the world, because everybody should be benefited by the Lord Buddha's Dhamma. Everyone needs it. This is the only way. This is the only way to achieve someone's salvation. Therefore, you have a huge responsibility. Everyone, if you listen to this Dhamma, if you can understand them, you have a huge responsibility. You should pass this message to everyone. Don't be the last person who bears this knowledge, this wisdom. Don't die as the last person who bears the wisdom of the Buddha. That will be the biggest tragedy. After that person, everybody will suffer. But now, mental suffering is optional. If you want, you can suffer. If you want, you can be happy. You have a choice. But if you don't have the Dhamma, we don't have any choice. We just need to suffer. Therefore, if you have understood the Dhamma, you have a huge responsibility to spread it. Get ready for that. You don't have to become a monk to spread the Dhamma. You don't have to become a nun to spread the Dhamma. If you are a person, if you are a human being, or if you are a deity, that's also enough. You have a huge responsibility. Because you need to protect the mankind. You need to protect all sentient beings who can understand this. But we know that animals can't understand this. Therefore, we don't have to try. Most of the human beings can understand this. At least they can start their journey by listening to you. That's also enough. This samsara is a very long journey. If someone wants to stop that, there should be a point. You can create that point by spreading the Dhamma. That will be one of the biggest merit you have earned in your samsaric journey. You help someone to start his journey to end the samsara. Therefore, don't waste your time, because you are so precious. I don't know whether you have understood the Dhamma or not, but you are so precious because you can listen to it. One day you will understand, if you don't understand yet. If you have understood this, now you have the responsibility. Therefore, do something to spread the Dhamma. Have a dream to spread the Dhamma throughout the world, out of compassion. You should think about other people out of compassion. With the compassion, think about them. They are suffering. They don't know what to do. Only thing what they experience is suffering is created in the mind. They cry. They don't know why. But they cry. They can't stop. They cry. Sometimes they shout, scream, try to commit suicide, but they don't know why. If you are someone who has tried to commit suicide, why did you do that? Then he would say, I don't know. It came to my mind because of vexation. At that time, the mind was vexed. So vexed. Therefore, the mind wanted to destroy itself. Because he didn't want to. The mind didn't want to see the world anymore. But that mind was so ignorant because it thought that by destroying the body, it can destroy the mind. People are so ignorant. Can you see that? You were so ignorant before. You were well educated but ignorant. But when you have understood the Dhamma, you should know this is the only salvation. You should pass this knowledge to others. Like gravitational law. Now everyone knows that if you jump from a multi-story building, you will die. That's a knowledge. If you don't pass that to your kids, what will they do? If they don't have that knowledge, then they will jump from 10th floor. What will happen to them? But you don't jump because you have that knowledge. If you take another example, you know this medicine is not good for you. But children don't know that. That's why you had to keep all the medicine out of the reach of children. You had to teach them. You had to pass the knowledge. The knowledge you got from your teachers, your elders, your parents. Now you can see there's a responsibility. You got something, you got the knowledge from your parents, but you don't pass it to your siblings, your kids. Is it fair? No, that's a huge responsibility. Everybody should be responsible for that. Whatever you have in your mind, whatever the wisdom you have achieved so far, you should spread it. You should pass it to others, especially the Lord Buddha's Dhamma, the rarest thing in the world. The only way to attain Nibbana. Only way to eradicate all suffering. All sort of sufferings. This is the only way. If this is the only way, then don't take it with you to your grave. Spread it throughout the world. Dream about it. Have a dream. Everyone. Have a dream. Be a savior. Try to save 1,000 people, I would say, who want to commit suicide. If you can save them. And if you can save them and show them the path, they wanted to commit suicide. That means they wanted to kill their body. But you can teach them how to kill their mind also. How to kill their mind as well. The problem was in the mind, and is in the mind, and will be in the mind. The body doesn't have to pay for that. But ignorant people always try to destroy their body because they don't know how to destroy the mind. They don't know how to destroy their defilements. They don't know about defilements. They haven't heard about all these defilements. That's why you should go to them and teach them and let them know. Let them know that there's a hope. This is the only hope. Heaven is not the hope, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only hope. Go to them and let them know that there's a hope. You don't have to kill your body. You try to kill your body because of your vexation. There's a way to destroy your vexation. There's a way to stop. There's a way to cease the process of vexation. Then if you had that, why do you commit suicide? Try to live long. This is what we need to do. Therefore, you all should understand that you have a precious gift with you. You have a chance to understand the Dhamma. You have a chance to stay in the Sambuddha Sasana. This is the greatest life ever. One day you will understand what I said. If you don't understand now. This is the greatest life you got. Therefore try to protect this life. Don't let anyone destroy this. Be in the Sambuddha Sasana. Be among noble companionship. Associate noble friends always. Be obedient to your teacher. Get advice, as many as you can, and try to achieve your salvation. You can definitely achieve your salvation if you heed my advice. May the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem be with you all. Thank you.